What if you are not fully in control of your own mind? What if hidden thoughts, forgotten memories, and suppressed desires quietly shape your suffering? Human beings often believe, I know myself. But what if much of the self remains invisible? Beneath consciousness, beneath identity, beneath language. Few thinkers explored this darkness more deeply than Sigmund Freud. A man who opened the door to the unconscious and discovered something unsettling. Human beings may be strangers to themselves. Tonight, we explore Freud's philosophy of suffering, repression, desire, trauma, civilization, and the hidden conflicts living inside the human mind. Part 1: The Unconscious Mind. Freud believed the conscious mind is only a small part of psychological life. Beneath awareness exists the unconscious, a hidden world containing memories, impulses, fears, desires, unresolved emotions. People often imagine themselves rational. Yet Freud argued much behavior happens outside conscious control. A person may repeat painful relationships, sabotage success, fear things they do not understand, react emotionally without knowing why. Why? Because hidden conflicts continue operating silently. The mind remembers more than consciousness admits. Part 2: Repression. One of Freud's most important ideas was repression. Humans push painful thoughts away. Trauma, forbidden desire, fear, anger, shame. Society teaches people what is acceptable, what must remain hidden. But repression does not erase emotion. It buries it. And buried emotions often return indirectly. Through anxiety, dreams, compulsions, emotional pain. Freud believed suffering often speaks in symbolic language. The mind hides truth, yet still tries to express it. Part 3: Civilization creates suffering. Freud believed civilization protects humanity, but it also wounds it. Society requires rules, restraint, sacrifice, self-control. Without these, civilization collapses. Yet humans possess instincts seeking expression, aggression, pleasure, freedom, desire. This creates conflict. The individual wants one thing. Society demands another. And suffering emerges between them. Freud believed modern humans live inside permanent psychological tension. Freedom versus order. Instinct versus morality. Desire versus restraint. Part 4: The Price of Being Human. Freud did not believe happiness was easy. In fact, he doubted permanent happiness was possible. Life contains unavoidable pain, illness, aging, loss, rejection, mortality, and beyond external suffering, internal conflict continues. Humans desire contradictory things: love and independence, security and freedom, connection and isolation. The mind itself becomes divided. Perhaps this explains why people often feel conflicted internally. Part of the self wants one path. Another part wants something else entirely. Part 5: Dreams and the Night Mind. Freud believed dreams reveal hidden psychological material. During sleep, conscious control weakens. The unconscious becomes more visible. Dreams may express wishes, fears, unresolved memories, symbolic conflict. Night becomes psychologically important. Many people experience emotional truth most strongly during insomnia, silence, solitude, dreams. The world quiets, and hidden thoughts rise. This is why sleepless nights often feel existential. The mind loses distraction. Consciousness turns inward. Part 6: Childhood and Invisible Wounds. Freud believed early experiences shape adult life deeply. Childhood is not forgotten. It becomes internal. Relationships, attachment, fear, love, rejection. These experiences may continue influencing people unconsciously for decades. Modern psychology expanded and revised many of Freud's ideas. But his central insight remains powerful. The past survives inside the present. Many adults carry emotional histories they no longer recognize consciously. Yet those histories still shape behavior. Part 7: Why People Repeat Pain. One of Freud's strangest ideas was repetition. Humans sometimes recreate suffering. They return to familiar pain. Repeat destructive patterns. Enter similar relationships repeatedly. Why? Freud believed the mind seeks resolution. Unfinished emotional conflict demands repetition. The psyche returns to pain hoping to understand it. But often, the cycle continues. Modern people experience this everywhere. Same mistakes. Same fears. Different faces. Part 8: Love, Loneliness, and Human Need. Freud believed relationships create both joy and suffering. Humans need connection. Yet intimacy creates vulnerability. Love exposes fear, dependency, insecurity, possibility of loss. And according to Freud, relationships often become the deepest source of pain. Not because love is wrong, but because attachment creates emotional risk. Humans seek closeness, while fearing rejection simultaneously. This contradiction remains deeply human. Part 9: The Modern Mind. Freud might view modern society as psychologically overwhelming. Constant stimulation, digital distraction, identity performance, emotional suppression. Humans rarely pause, rarely listen internally. The unconscious receives little attention. Yet hidden conflicts remain active. Perhaps this explains why many people feel, "I don't understand myself." Because understanding oneself may require entering uncomfortable psychological territory. Silence, memory, emotion, shadow. Part 10: Final Reflection. Freud believed suffering is not merely external. It lives inside the mind. Inside conflict. Inside repression. Inside hidden desire. Humans are complex beings. Part conscious. Part unknown. And perhaps the greatest mystery is this: people spend entire lives trying to understand the world, while remaining strangers to themselves. Maybe suffering is not always something outside us. Maybe. Sometimes it is the voice of the hidden self asking to be heard.